Here, road course racing once again. We just dominated at Watkins Glen, led every lap of the race after starting on the pole. We qualified. Interesting bout to see how exactly this is going to go. So, nevertheless, we're going to get it started. Noah Gragson qualified on the pole. Austin Cindric was second. Gregson's going to be the guy to beat, it looks like here. He was fast in practice. I guess two. Kaz Gralla is going to be not so good in this one. So we'll probably end up lapping him easily before the end of this one. Once again, 75 laps as usual on road courses. Relaxed yellows are on. And here we go now. Green flag back in the air, or sorry, in the air. And we are underway here at middle. Turn one. Trying to pick up where I left off at Watkins Glen. I just don't think we have quite as fast of a car as what we did in that race. Mileage-wise, this is going to be a little shorter of a race by 30 miles, but as well, it's going to be shorter of a race in laps by 7 laps as well. But Noah Gragson right on the rear bumper. It's so difficult to pass on road courses. You got to pick exactly where you want to be. You've got the advantage on Gragson, barely going to be able to pull ahead of him there. And now Austin Cindric side by side for second right behind us. Mid-Ohio has produced some pretty good races both in the Xfinity Series in recent years and even IndyCar the last couple of seasons. As this should be a lot more entertaining than the Watkins Glen race, that is for sure. A little bit of a hop there on the curb that time. Gonna try to get around Gragson right back. Gonna do it. From third to first on the first lap of the race as we lead lap 1 here at Mid-Ohio. I just wonder how much of a back and forward bout this is going to be all the way through this one. Already slowly pulling away from Austin Cindric, who is currently in third, but Noah Gragson has been right on our back bumper this entire run so far. Here he comes again. We're going to try to keep the clean air as much as possible in this one. I do not think we're going to lead every lap of this race like we did at Watkins Glen. But we should be in the top 5 the majority of the day, that's for sure.
You're clear all around there, man. Right side. All clear.
Gregson's going to set us up here to pass us sooner or later. Once he beats us off of one corner, getting the drive off, I'm sure he's going to try to send it. Just not able to, at least right now. And now the first 2 laps of the race are going to be led by Cole Custer. Really using all the racetrack in turn 1 on that first left-hander there. And this is the full race. And how about Justin Allgaier, a guy that's won here in the past as well. So has Austin Cindric, though, for that matter.
Right side. You got room. You're clear.
Maybe Allgaier can contest Gragson for second because Noah is taking quite a bit of time to get around me. And I get the fact he's not in a real rush. But how more patient will he be?
Right side. You got room. You're clear.
Or is he just going to wait for my tires to get really worn out before he tries to make a move? Because that could be possible as well. Noah Gragson has raced me clean here through the first Well, now we're on lap 4 already, so here up to this point he has raced me clean. He's trying to find a way to get around me clean, and I go a little wide. Staying on the racetrack at least. But that looks like it was just enough. As Noah Gragson was able to take the lead, we're going to have to outbrake him here into this next corner. I just don't think it's going to happen. Nope. Not right there, at least. First time I messed up on my line. At least I didn't go off the racetrack and mess up too bad, but definitely costing me a little bit of time. Gregson just a couple car lengths ahead of us, though. So by any means, he is not pulled away from us completely. But now that he has the clean air, Noah Gregson, the pole sitter, leads his first lap of the race. On the 4th lap of the race. Probably should have saved the gas a little bit there going over the curb. That helped me lose a little bit more time trying to keep separated and keep Justin Allgaier off our back bumper. Rolling into that corner pretty easily the first 3 laps, and for some reason on lap 4 I just couldn't get it to go, and I think Gregson's going to slowly start to pull away though now that he has the clean air. He's just got the fastest car in the field. Better time, but we'll get to see who will get through the lap traffic better in this race as well, and that could decide the eventual winner. So even though I just got passed already, it's by no means over. And I believe Justin Allgaier went off the racetrack. So Allgaier is not even in the top 5 anymore. I didn't even realize that. That's pretty crazy. Of course, Noah Gragson not even 2 seconds ahead of us, but at the same time, only being a second and a half ahead. Hopefully for Allgaier's sake, he was able to stay on the track off the curb there. A little bit of a wheel slide and a wheel hop off the curb. Might cost us a little bit of time. That's going to cost us some straightaway speed down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. There's a little bit of a kink in there, but it is definitely the highest speed portion of the track. Gregson did pull out to the lead he's got right now, just under 2 seconds, but at the same time I'm really running him down. Well, not so much running him down, but we're staying pretty much about equal. Obviously earlier in the race you can go harder on the brakes, and obviously the tires aren't really worn out at all either. That won't cost you too much time. But with Justin Allgaier, we just ran our fastest lap ever here at Mid-Ohio. Oh, didn't quite get through the second shift there very well. Or second gear, rather. Into third. That time we were on the curb, but we didn't wheel hop. A lot better that lap. This is seemingly where we gained the most time in our qualifying laps, both in the first and second round in session qualifying, but for some reason in the race I messed up in that corner. That second turn a couple times already. Not too bad, of course, obviously keeping it on the racetrack, but racing in my home state for this one. out of nowhere, really, Noah. I mean, I could tell I'm not running my fastest lap this lap, but at the same time, Noah Gregson really pulled ahead that last lap. But how much longer before we get into lap traffic for the first time today? I don't think we've got too much longer. Watkins Glen here in the Xfinity Series. It took us to lap 9 before I caught my first lap car when I was in the lead, pulling away tremendously. Gregson only about 3 seconds ahead of us right now, so he's not that far ahead, and he's obviously still within sight here on this road course, so that's a good plus. Not putting as much pressure on him from back here, but until the pressure was heated. Oh, a little bit of a wheel hop again there, but we're good. Able to hold on to it. It's road course races, it's all just about hitting your marks for the most part. I mean, you're racing other drivers, or you're racing yourself seemingly more often than not, in the midst that there's other cars around you trying to do the same and race themselves. You just got to stay consistent with bettering your lap time, and as we have kind of lost the pressure of Noah Gregson, he was kind of pulled away in the process. Oh, what happened to... Oh, okay, never mind. Austin Cindric and Christopher Bell having a great battle for third. I was thinking Cindric went off the track for a second, so I didn't see him in third anymore. I know that's what happened to Allgaier when he was racing hard. And hopefully he didn't hit the wall and he's still out on the racetrack for his sake. Tough to tell from our situation right now, of course. Now, at the drop of the green flag, I was more worried about trying to get the lead and take it 3 wide into turn 1 that I didn't see how many laps he could run on a full tank of fuel here, but we're already only 8 laps away from our pit stop, despite the fact we are on lap 10. I think just being on the brakes that much more here and shifting, you're wasting a lot more gas than what you would at Watkins Glen, despite the fact that Watkins Glen is a higher speed road course. Laps are a lot quicker. So we're about to catch our first lap car of the day on lap 10, but Noah Gregson has been in lap traffic since the last lap, lap 9. So we got Jeffrey Earnhardt here in 37, so the last place driver on the racetrack is actually off the track right now. So far, 2 laps into the lap traffic, Gregson has done a pretty good job. Oh, a little contact there with Matt Mills. First contact we've even made with anybody all day today. We're all good, not a lot of contact was made, so the 5.5 second lead now under 4 seconds out of nowhere. It's Gregson, who the first 2 laps did not really struggle getting through the lap traffic, but his 3rd lap in it, now he aims to be the race in the traffic that it's probably going to be the hardest to manage your way through the lap traffic, with it being the most narrow of the 4. Of course, trying to race everybody clean to get cars this lap. That time. Easily going to pass on the access road. Well, not the access road, but the apron. Turn 1, really short shooting that corner. I could get below the curb sometimes. Oh, a little bit of a wheel hop again there through turn 2. Taking that corner too wide a couple times, and I'm taking it too sharp a couple times. And either or is costing me about the same amount of time. That was one of the things that I prided myself the most on in that Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen, is I never went off the track once, and I never had a penalty. And that alone was part of why I led every single lap of the race, despite the fact there were 2 cautions. And obviously 2 sets of pit stops as well. Here in Mid-Ohio, led the first 3 laps. Haven't made a mistake as far as going off the track or having a penalty at all yet, so in that sense, it's going to keep us in. We got to clean up the mistakes. That's why we won at Watkins Glen, and we're trying to win the second road course race here today as well. So you can see the lead really starting to vanish here, under 2.5 seconds now, as little by little we are closing in on all these guys. Into turn 2, pretty good corner there. We've got a lot of lap traffic here that we're going to try to get around on this longest straightaway of the racetrack. We got around 1. Oh, wow. Vinnie Miller kind of pulled up in our way. They were going to get around him, but it took us a little longer. I had to get around the outside just to do it. Slight contact with Brandon Brown. Trying to get around him because the race leader, Noah Gregson, is now right in front of us. 3 wide now here in Mid-Ohio, in the middle of the corner. Nowhere for me to go on this very tight road course. Chad Fincham's still in my way. A little bit of a bump, can't even move him. And now he's going to let me go, knowing, all right, I kind of got your guys' way there. Costed Gregson a lot of time and costed me a lot of time. But there is a new race here at Mid-Ohio. Gregson leads the lap again. 61 of Austin Hill. Now down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. We're going to get by him. Noah Gregson still caught behind another lap car. And here we go. It's going to get tight now going into turn 3. Oh, a wheel spin! Oh my goodness! And how did I stay off the back of him? Oh my goodness! I thought I was going to go for a ride there. And not only go off the track, but take out the race leader as well. And I did a great job keeping my car off of him. Just went a little wide again there. Now slight contact with Austin Hill, who's trying to get back in the mix around us. Finally going to get around Ryan Sieg now. We're at that point in the run where the tires are starting to fade. A lot quicker now than what they were before. Going to stay out another lap. 61 laps to go now. Running this car very, very loose right now, and I'm probably going to lose quite a bit of time this lap, as now that my left front tire's pretty worn out. It's very, very tough just to keep this thing on the racetrack. We have obviously done a good job of doing that all day today, but so much worried about the lead now is what I'm worried about this, and off the track we go for the first time today. I have just made a mistake that is going to cost me a ton of time on the racetrack. Just got ran into from behind. And I cannot control this thing at all now. Oh no, man. Way too much damage on the race car. We stayed green as I was out of the way both times. Pounding the wall, and that is not at all what we needed in this one.
We can manage our tire wear a little, alright?
Now onto the access road, onto pit road for the first time today. That went from being such a great race to just falling off there so quick. So that was just a tough break. Got a lot of damage to repair here just to stay on the lead lap. We lost a lot of time going off the track twice in one lap. So now I know not to go that late into a run with these tires because it was very difficult to handle, and I made it about a lap and a half, but it was only a matter of time before I lost control, and I was only another lap away from pitting because of fuel anyway, so we could definitely try to do something a little different here. 35.8 second pit stop. That is very, very slow. And we're still on the lead lap because it does take about 1 minute and 22 seconds to get around this racetrack. Now that we're on fresher tires, we're going to try to cut into this lap time a little bit. Again, still on the lead lap here. Pit a little bit earlier. We got 3 sets of tires yet. That was the first pit stop of the race. It was under green. A little wide in turn 4 there. The idea is stay on the lead lap. We know the leaders are going to pit here pretty soon. Only 20 drivers on the lead lap. I'm the last driver on the lead lap. Tommy Joe Martinsville just in front of me. Not only that, though, Noah Gregson kind of closing in. We've got some of these drivers just in front of me coming down now onto pit road. Oh, slight contact with Tommy Joe Martins. And because of that, he's not going to be able to pit like he probably wanted to. Well, Noah Gregson pit this time by as the current race leader. Yes, he is. So Gregson's on pit road. You can see just how much ground I lost. Granted, there are still drivers just now pitting, but Elliott Sadler in 11, and I'm just behind him right now. We've just lost so much time. Really beat him hard into the brakes there that last corner. That allowed us to clear Elliott. That Colleague Racing number 10 car. Again, though, you can just see how far ahead Noah Gregson is right now. It's because of the mistake we made. We're not in danger of going a lap down in the 11th position, but we are about a half track behind him now. So much time not only on pit road, but going off the track twice. We're lucky that we're even on the lead lap still, to be completely honest. It's such a bummer from where we were at. I said I had to minimize those mistakes. Had 2 of them, but luckily it's early enough in the race we can possibly come back from it, because it was before we took our first pit stop, so still got a little bit of a ways to go yet. Track position means a lot here on these road courses, but at the same time, Oh, Ross Chastain's got a problem as he's pretty slow on the racetrack, and now some contact there with Michael Annette. Got around 2 cars at once there. Up to 9th. Well, not at once, but within a matter of a couple quarters.
You got room. You're clear. Left side. All right, you're clear.
It'll be interesting to see if we can catch him under green just within the lap traffic alone. And I'm sure we could chip away time here and there, but again, over the course of this race, we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled and keep going. Maybe we'll get a caution here at some point in time as well to kind of bunch everybody back together again. Bunch the field back up. Trying not to waste any time here to get around these guys, but
Stay to your left. Clear right.
it's so difficult to pass.
Stay right. You got room. You're clear.
Smithley just in front of me now in the 8th position. Close the gap on him into turn 2. But he does beat us back to the gas. Down this long straightaway. So he tries to stay in front of us once again. Garrett Smithley left the bottom open there in that corner. So we race clean, but we're racing hard. Contact now. Side by side for 8th. Taking a late dive, and now there's contact made once again here.
All right, you're clear then.
Into turn 2, we have just passed Garrett Smithley for the 8th position. Kind of used the side of the car there to bump and run in turn 1, but we did get it done. Again, wasting no time.
Right side. All clear.
Over the back bumper of Ryan Seed, gave him a little bit of a bump, and that's going to allow us to get under him.
You got room. You're clear.
On the unless it works. Oh, and now off the track for a third time into the sand trap, but quickly able to get back on without losing a position. We did probably lose a couple seconds. Well, not only Brandon Brown, Brandon Jones, who was in 7th, but probably on the race leader, Noah Gragson, as well. Only lost about a second on Jones, but lost about 2 seconds on the leader, Noah Gragson. Garrett Smithley trying to put pressure on us again here for 8th. I'm not going to consider that going off the racetrack again, only because of the sake we got back on, but we did go a little wide. Cost us a little bit of time. I mean, I just feel like after, the damage we probably did end up having, that it's costing us a lot of time. I just feel like this car got super tight after that one incident here in this one. Definitely the cleaner air I've had in this one is when I'm at my best, when this car handles at its best. Catching up to Brandon Jones pretty quick here in this clean air. Already less than 5 seconds, not only behind him, but behind Tyler Reddick in 6th as well. We were in 2nd before we went off the track the first time. We were able to stay in 2nd, but once we went off the track the second time, we came onto pit road in 4th. Obviously had a slow pit stop trying to repair all the damage that our car had. A little late there to gain a little more time into turn 3. There's Brandon Jones in the 19 car, just 2 cars ahead of us. No cars ahead of us is Brandon Jones. He is the next driver ahead. A little wide there through that corner. Costing us a little bit of time once again. 51 laps to go now. Only about a third of the way through the race. Brandon Jones trying to send it in on that lap car just ahead. Tough to say if it's going to work or not. Now we're side by side trying to thread the needle right up the middle. And it's going to work to get around both the lap car of Ray Black Jr. and Brandon Jones. So we're up to 7. Now Tyler Reddick here in 6th, just ahead as well. Three wide, slight contact was made. But we are going to get around Tyler Reddick as well. We made contact with the lap car, but I don't even know how all of us stayed on the racetrack. Rather, you had minimal contact just to get through the corner, but we're up to 6th. We got about another 2.5 seconds to go here to catch the 2nd place driver and points of the 5th place driver on the racetrack. Chase Briscoe. Greg Galding in 4th currently. He's having a pretty good day. As you can see, Briscoe is the next driver just in front of us. Still about 40 seconds off the race lead of Noah Gragson, but we're gaining positions on the racetrack, and that is the first key to success here. Oh! Barely keeping it on the racetrack again. Costed us a little time. Again, we hold on to our position at least, but we were only 1.5 seconds behind Briscoe. We lost about a half second. Quickly became 2 seconds back again. But by the end of the lap, we're only 1.5 seconds behind once again. Off the curb a couple times. Catching up to Briscoe. A lot of action here in the early going of this race at Mid-Ohio. And now we get our first caution of the race. So we'll see a 4-tire stop coming up here. First pit stop's under yellow coming out because it's the first caution of the race. But yes, indeed, once again here, 2 pit stops to the end of the race from here. And we have 2 sets of tires left as well, of course. So here we are. Didn't lose or gain any spots here. We're going to come out 5th, which is going to leave us on the outside.
Are you ready now?
And the green flag will be back in the air here at Mid-Ohio. Gonna throw the needle 4 wide into the corner, now taking it 3 wide. Slight contact involved. And still 3 wide back for 2nd. Splitting the gap to get the clean air and back out in front once again here as that caution definitely saved us big time. But Noah Gregson's gonna get out of that pack just as quick as we did. It's not quite as quick, and that's why we got to the lead. Cindric back up to 3rd, but Noah Gregson in 2nd right now, trying to gain as much time as possible on us. But again, the car handles better when we're in clean air, and that's why we're going to try to hold on to this lead here as much as possible. 3 drivers already DNF'd in this race, despite the fact we've only had 1 caution. Getting a pretty good drive off in the corner, beating him back through the shifts and into the gas. First lap off of the restart. Cole Custer is going to lead his 4th lap of the race and take the lead for the 2nd time in this one as well. Only 45 laps to go. Gregson driving it in deep here, beating us, outbraking us, but he can only get alongside. With doing that, you know you're going to have to take the risk of us beating you back to the gas, trying to hang on to into the next corner to get around us, but just didn't work that time around the racetrack. Once again, though, we're holding our own pretty well on the racetrack. Despite the fact we've only led 5 laps in this race and it's taken 2 separate times of taking the lead to get to that point. We do have a fast race car. Had a top 3 car all day. Just like clean air out in front. Definitely helps us, and that goes a long way. Again, leading 3 laps at a time, at least 3 laps at a time, but the only reason we made we kind of went a little high into turn 2, which is why we even lost the lead in the first place earlier on in this race. I'm going to make sure as we're leading, I'm not going to do that again, at least in that corner. Can't make that same mistake twice. Shame on you if you fool me once, shame on me if you fool me twice. No, Gregson really drives it in deep because he gets off of turn 2 a lot better than what I am. Not going to say turn 2 is my kryptonite, but definitely better on that race, on that part of the track than I am. I've run in second the majority of this race. It's just going to be a fun one, though. I can't wait to just keep racing here and try to find our way to the finish, because it is going to be a fun little race. Off the curb a couple times. Probably could have stayed in the gas the second time I went off of it. Never really slid the tires there, but here's Noah Gregson right on our back bumper now. Gregson right all over us there. He doesn't use the bumper. He's trying to race us clean because we've raced him clean, especially with it being earlier in the race. But again, we'll have to see how much that patience will go, and I think he's just trying to put pressure on us like he did the first time, but it's taking us a lot longer to make a mistake, and I think that's where the patience starts to run out on Noah Gregson, is that we're not making a mistake. And barely made mistakes all season here in the Xfinity Series with Cole Custer. Again, we still got 2 more pit stops yet to go, 41 laps left. Run 17 laps on a full tank of fuel here at Mid-Ohio Motorsports Park. Oh, and a little bit of a tire slide. We stayed on the track, but that is going to cost us 2 positions on the racetrack. And again, turn 2 is costing us so much time. That killed our straightaway speed as well. How nobody ran into us and how I saved it at the same time, I'm not sure exactly, but gets right back up to Austin Cindric in the second position. Really deep there in that second to last corner. The quick left-hander to get right back on to where we were. We're not losing a ton of time here to Cindric. 40 laps to go though. New leader at the line once again. It's going to be Noah Gragson here at Mid-Ohio. Still got a little bit of a ways here before we catch lap traffic. I just feel like everybody's getting a little quicker the more and more pit stops we get in this race. That includes all the cars at the back of the field. In the top four here, top four on the racetrack, all within 6 seconds right now currently. We're not in lap traffic. It's just a matter of who gets through lap traffic better. All over Austin Cindric now, trying to put the pressure on him to get right back up into the second position. Again, only 5 seconds off the race lead. Cindric stayed off the curb. We kind of hopped over it, but it didn't cost either of us any time. We ran both a little bit different lines. Now running it a little deeper into turn 2 once again here, but it's going to allow Cindric to beat us back to the gas. Trying to pick a good moment. I need to get a little bit closer to him before I can set him up, but we're definitely close to him currently. One little cat and mouse game and battle for second. Again though, we're just trying to gain on each other so much. Really breaking hard into that second to last corner, and we have pulled right up to the back bumper of Cindric now. Oh man, almost going wide, but staying right in the gas here to keep all the pressure on Austin Cindric. Driving it deep. Side by side, side drafting off one another here at Mid-Ohio. So they got a huge pull that time and clearing him into turn 2. At the same time making sure I don't get outbraked and not drive it in too deep as well. And we're up to second here at Mid-Ohio, 7 seconds off the race lead from Noah Gragson. And hopefully now this battle's over, now that I've gotten back around him. And we can try to set our eyes on the race leader. Really hugging that inside, not allowing him to even give a shot or even think about passing me right there. Cross flags in the air, we're halfway home. 37 laps to go. here at Mid-Ohio Motorsports Park. We're currently 7 seconds back of the race lead. And having a good race at it, but the idea here, we're going to try to last to 30 laps to go if we can, and maybe split the race in half from there. I think that's going to be our best shot to try and win this one. So it was 7 seconds back in the race lead, now it's 6.5. We are just catching lap traffic now. Easily got to get around Jeffrey Earnhardt. Decent amount of time gained right there alone, just because of how much less time it took us to get around our first lap car compared to what it took Noah Gragson. Not that we caught him in a good part of the racetrack either, we just got around him a lot faster. We caught Jeff Green in a good spot, and we're going to get around him pretty easily as well. Again, we're past halfway through this race and only having one caution on a road course for that matter. That's pretty crazy, especially Watkins Glen. We only had 2 cautions that entire race. Still about 6.5 seconds behind Gragson. We pretty much flatlined about 2 to 3 laps in a row now. Even since I made the pass per second on Austin Cindric, I'm pulling away from Cindric quite a bit. About 3.5 seconds ahead of him. But I've barely gained on Noah Gragson at all here with 35 laps to go now. Gained a second here in 4 laps. 5 laps rather. Got caught out by the first 2 lap cars, and now we get our second caution of the race. So, get our second yellow here. We'll have 32 laps to go when we go green. So everybody's going to take a 4-tire stop. And in fact, Gragson loses 2 spots on pit road. Drake Gaulding will gain 2 spots. So that means Gragson, that means we win the race off pit road here. Green flag back in the air. First time we're going to restart from the first position. Down to second gear here into turn 1. Easily going to pull ahead now of Drake Gaulding. Austin Cindric in the way, and this might allow us to try to pull ahead off this restart. Gaulding still currently in second. Cindric still in third, and not only that, Noah Gragson off the restart fell from third to fourth. First, I was able to control the start, so despite being on the outside on restart because during the road course I was able to beat Golding off of turn 1. But Greg Golding doing a great job here, holding on to second. So he might have made an adjustment in his car that might allow him to have a shot to win this thing. He's kind of out of nowhere catching me slowly but surely. He's not too close to me to put enough pressure. He's still about 5, 6, 7 car lengths back. I'm sure Noah Gregson is pretty frustrated at how long it is taking him to get around Austin Cindric just for third. There's just more and more time. I'm able to pull away. I'm 3.5 seconds ahead of him as finally Noah Gregson has cleared Austin Cindric and has pulled about a half second ahead of him pretty quickly. And about a 1.5 seconds lead on Greg Golding. Gregson has cut the lead down about 0.4 of a second here in about a half a lap. It's taking over the third place position. We'll have to see how long it'll take him to get around Golding when he catches him. Probably the calmest I've been in the lead all day today, despite not having that big of a lead. Gregson is coming fast despite the fact he's still in third. So you can just see 29 laps to go. He is just gaining a ton of time on Greg Golding. Gregson 2 seconds back in the lead now, so lap and a half to get to that point he's at. Currently on the racetrack. Noah Gregson has just passed Greg Golding into turn 3. But Golding's still putting up quite a bit of a fight. And them racing side by side alone is allowing me to pull ahead even more once again. 3-second lead. Golding not letting Gregson go, and Gregson, again, he's trying to race clean, but I think this is only gonna make his temper start to boil here sooner rather than later, especially if he catches me and tries to pass me clean as well. We're getting in the later stages of this race with 28 laps to go. In a race that wasn't long to begin with, only 75 laps here in Mid-Ohio, despite the fact we're running a full 170 miles on a road course. 3.5 seconds back. They're still battling hard for second, but that's exactly what I want to see. I want to see them battle with each other as long and as hard as possible. Gregson got the bumper out in front of Goldie now, but can he clear him? That would be the good question. The lead is now out to 4 seconds, but Gregson has cleared Golding and has quickly pulled a half second ahead of him and now trying to gain on me. So just over a 4-second lead here in Mid-Ohio. A lot of clean air out in front. We still got a decent amount of time before we catch lap traffic. It's going to be the best chance here for Gregson to try to catch up and take the lead. It wasn't even his fault. It was just a slow pit stop and led him on the outside on the restart in third. Fell back to fourth pretty quickly, and he was just battling hard from there just to try and get around two drivers. Hit it clean, and nevertheless he got it done, but you just have to wait and see how long it will take for him to catch me. Will he even catch me before we have our next pit stops? Just under a 3-second lead at the line, 25 laps to go at Mid-Ohio for Cole Custer. Let's try and eventually get the win here. Cautions already in the race, but I expect there to be at least one more in this race. I would not be surprised if that is the case. Two-second lead at the line. Getting about a half second that last lap. Folks, Noah Gregson is coming. Again, will he catch me before we catch the lap traffic? Because he could use the lap car as a pick if he can get alongside of me. I mean, there he comes. You can see him out of the look-back screen there. We gotta just not worry about him and race our own race. We just gotta assume he's gonna catch us eventually anyway, and we still got another set of pit stops left, so that's another reason why my nerves aren't really too and bunches right now, despite the fact we still have, at the end of this fuel run, we still got another almost full fuel run left as well. So it doesn't look like Gregson's going to catch us before we catch the lap traffic. We've just caught Matt Mills off the exit of turn 2, just gonna stay to the outside of him and get around him. Go to the outside here on this longer straightaway to get around Jeffrey Earnhardt as well. So we got 2 lap cars in between me and Gregson, despite the fact Noah's a 1.5 seconds off the lead. At times he has shown he struggled to pass cars, and at other times just so blistering fast that he can get around him with ease. But what Noah Gragson will we see in what could possibly be the final green flag run of the race if we don't get another yellow? Got Cesar Barcella just in front of us. Get to the inside of him. Best area to pass a car. And it wasn't in a corner either, so slowed us down a little bit in that last turn on the racetrack, but that was about it. Just gonna get to the inside of Jeff Green, but he's not giving us a lot of room at all here. Green kind of costing us a little bit of time. Driving it in deep here to try and stay on Zane Smith. Took us 2 corners, but we got around Smith. And every lap car we pass, that's good. Even if they're already a lap down, creates more havoc for Gregson. He quickly only has 1 more car to pass, and it is Zane Smith. As far as the lap traffic is considered. Now 21 laps to go. Again, though, don't forget here, we're going to try to see how long we can last these tires and this fuel. Unless we have to worry about it later. Well, we saw what happened on the first run when my tires got really worn out, but a little bit different when we're in the lead and in lap traffic versus in second in lap traffic. Gotta stay out as long as we can and make this last run of the race our best. Last fuel run of the race our best. Over 3-second lead again, 20 laps to go now in Mid-Ohio. Braking late here to quickly try to get around Chad Fincham. Fincham in the 42 car. Not making it easy on us.
Careful, no bad. You got room.
Slight contact. We had a little bit of a wheel hop off the curb. That's why I made the contact. Was trying to get around him clean, but that definitely cost us a little bit of time as well. And now we're starting to get to that point where our tires starting to wear out quite a bit. Really got to start taking care of them a little bit better. Not really worn out, but they're close to being to that point. 19 laps to go. Of course, 17 laps is a full fuel run, so we at least have to stay out this entire lap and then pit next lap. We're going to try to last as long as possible again.
Careful, still there. Clear left.
Now that left front tire is really worn out. Oh, a little loose there off of the left-hand corner. Just how loose and skatey we are around this racetrack is pretty crazy. And now side by side for the lead. Here comes Noah Gregson almost out of nowhere. Contact. The race is on for the lead as Noah Gregson has just caught us. Both of us sliding the tires now. Gregson holds on. 18 laps to go. He's back in the lead again. Oh, contact again, and there is a caution with 18 laps left. Our third caution of the race. And Gregson just gets to the lead and will be able to control the pace onto pit road. So we beat Gregson off of pit road. But he's got the inside line on the restart. He is the fastest driver in the field. He has shown that today. Green flag back in the air. 15 laps to go to decide the winner of the race. We're going to clear him. But for the final 15 laps, how will this work? Gregson now finally out to second and took him 2 corners, but a lot quicker than what it was the last time when he restarted in third and then fell back to fourth. It took him about 10 laps just to get up to second. And he took the lead a lap before. And it is too late in this race now that we're in the final fuel run. We can't pit for tires the rest of the way. Everybody's on their last set. It's just a matter of who is going to win from this point on. And it looks like it's going to be a 2-driver race here between me and Noah Gregson. Unless we start racing with each other super hard. Gregson knows there's no time to waste. Anything can happen when we get to the lap traffic. Beating through those last set of corners. 14 laps to go as we're up to speed now. Could be one of the best finishes of the year. Who knows? And here comes Noah, side by side, and he's trying to hang with us. But he gets blocked off. Tried that pass in that corner quite a few times. I think he's going to keep going back to the well. Keep going back to it until it works. I mean, there's other moments where he's tried to pass me around the track as well. But he is definitely putting as much pressure on me right now as what he has this entire race. Whenever I've been in the lead, he's been in second. Trying to use the outside to get around us. Not going to work. And we kind of drive off now, 6 car lengths out ahead. Once we get into the center of the racetrack, he'll try to close the deal once again. A little bit of a wheel hop, wasn't too bad through the second turn. But that has been the point of the racetrack where he has passed us 3 times for the lead is in turn 2. So I know I can hold him off the rest of the way around the racetrack. It's just turn 2, and now he tries the outside in turn 3. He's tried the inside a lot. Now so he can get the advantage into 4. Unlike before, he would have the disadvantage. That's why he could get alongside of us, and that's it. But still didn't work. Just think turn 3 is a little too tight to make a pass. The only reason he's got a chance is because of that long straightaway leading up to it.
Left side, clear left.
12 to go. Again, side by side, doesn't last long. Almost made a crossover move happen. A lot of concentration. Again, just to hit my marks while trying to race him for the lead. We're still racing ourselves, but not as much as what we were before. Will Gregson get tired and use the bumper? Problem with him using it this early in the before the finish is that it gives us a chance to use it right back if he gives us the opportunity. And if he hits us first, we're definitely going to try to hit him second and get back around him. Two laps to the good on fuel, so that will not be an issue. It'll be who can take care of their tires the best late in the run. The tires will last to the finish, but we'll be able to hang on really worn out tires. So far, Gregson's been the man to beat all day, even in that point as well. It just makes it even harder on me. Best scenario would be is I could have the lead going into it and just play defense for the last few remaining laps. It's getting closer and closer to the finish. We're gonna go high, back to the inside, trying to set us up. Doesn't work again though. A lot closer to us to the line that time, though. 10 laps to go here at Mid-Ohio. We are 5 seconds ahead of Austin Cindric in second.
Left side. Straight on.
Cindric just kind of hoping that we both take each other out at this point. That's going to be his only shot. Gregson's done a great job being patient. He's still putting the pressure on us because he's made us make just enough of a mistake to pass us 3 times in turn 2 just by putting pressure on us. And now here he comes. Just able to clear him again. One of these times he's probably going to get around to us doing that. Hate to say it, but what a battle here. Gregson third in the point standings as well. Just about a full race back, but a win would go a long way. It'd be his second win of the year as well. Gregson's gotten a lot better through those last few quarters of the racetrack. I think he's starting to follow my line a little bit and do something a little different if he gets even closer to my bumper. A great job braking late the last few laps into turn 2. Risky doing that because you're driving it in a lot deeper, but it's keeping him from being able to pass us in the only spot he's been able to pass us all day on the racetrack. So he couldn't even make a move to the inside or outside that time. I think that's why he hasn't made a mistake being back in second right now, is because he knows he's got the fastest car. It's just a matter of him putting the pressure on me, trying to have me make a mistake. So far, so good here in this final run. We're going to come to the line this time. 8 laps to go.
Great job, driver. That's a fast lap right there.
Just ran our fastest lap of the race with 8 laps left. That's just amazing how quick of a lap time we're running, and I don't think Gregson was expecting that. Oh, and now we're going to make that mistake into turn 1, or turn 2 rather, once again. Trying to stay on the racetrack. Gregson gets around us in turn 2 for the 4th time today. We ran our fastest lap ever the lap before to slowly put the gap on us, and finally we made the mistake, but now trying to drive right back at him. It isn't over yet. With the fact it was only a matter of time before we made that mistake. We had done it 3 times before, make it a 4th. Way to keep it on the racetrack though, and at least able to stay in his tire tracks here, just a couple car lengths behind him. Driving it in really deep into this second to last corner. Staying in the gas, 7 laps to go as Gregson is just taking the lead here at Mid-Ohio. Look at us go. Look at how wide I'm running off of turn 1. Using all the racetrack, all the curbing. Pedaling it through turn 2. Now that we're in second, we cannot make that mistake again, but after making it once, that might have been it. That itself might have been enough to cost us a shot at the win. Gregson sparking off the curb there in turn 4. About a second ahead of us, but we're still within striking distance. Gotta give credit where credit's due, though. He has raced us clean all day from the very start, just as I have raced him clean. But how much longer will that take? 6 laps to go. I think it's only a matter of time. Gregson has just caught lap car as it's Jeff. This possible final run of the day if we don't get a yellow. Will we get a 4th caution in this race as well? He caught him in a good spot on the straightaway, and so did I. So neither time gained or lost there. But he might not be able to get around this next driver in time. No, he's not. This is our chance to try and gain on him once again. Clean air no longer. Matt Mills, lap car in the way. Trying to thread the needle now, side by side. Contact with Mills. But it's just enough to get right back around Gregson again. Using the lap car as a pick. And Gregson's got to try to make me force a mistake again. We're getting closer and closer to racing on older and older tires with every counting corner, every counting lap. Gregson's got to put the pressure on again and try to get around us a 5th time, because new leader here at Mid-Ohio, it's Cole Custer with 5 laps to go. Mike Harmon in the way. Just going to get to the inside. Zigzagging through the lap traffic is me and Gregson. Beating both lap cars into the corner. Gregson on the outside of that corner just to try and get around Mike Harmon. So I costed him a little bit of time. We pull away about another couple car lengths. So a lot of time to go, though, on a road course. Zane Smith is going to be the next lap car just in front of us. For Junior Motorsports, we're going to get around him pretty easily. Another car in between me and Gregson. Trying to go 2-0 on the road courses this season so far here in the Xfinity Series. Didn't drop to 2nd gear that time, so that slowed us down those final couple corners. 4 laps to go now. Dropped to 2nd gear in turn 1, though. Not going to make that same mistake 2 times, especially in a row. 2.5 second lead on Gregson. He's going to try to run us down again, though. To our kryptonite corner, turn 2. Older NASCAR heat games, though, I seem to nail turn 2. That's where I gained the most time. Just cannot click on that corner today, and even in qualifying, I didn't do that bad at all on it. But now we got Brandon Brown just in front of us. Now Brown slowing us down. Finally gonna get by him, but that wasted a lot of time. A quarter of a lap to get around Brandon. Look how hard we're driving this car. Gregson now right behind Brandon. 2.5 off the lead. And now here we go. 3 laps to go in Mid-Ohio.
All right, good clear.
24% tire wear left on the left front. It isn't quite to very worn out yet, but it is close. And with a 2-second lead, these last 2 laps are going to be treacherous to get around Mid-Ohio. Uh-oh, sliding the tires. Gotta be careful. No lap cars in between me and Gregson right now. And now that left front tire's really worn out here as we come around to the start-finish line again. 2 laps to go at Mid-Ohio. No lap cars in between us, but a lot more in front of us. Including Vinnie Miller, who is just in front of me right now. Gregson right on our back bumper, trying to make us make a mistake. We try to hold on to the lead. Down the longest straightaway of the racetrack. Gregson still side by side with Vinnie Miller. Into turn 3.
Left side. You got room. You're clear there.
Noah Gregson now side by side for the lead with 2 laps to go. And still about 4 lap cars just in front of us. Look at this battle going on. As we try to hold on. Oh, contact now with Austin Hill. Couldn't even drop the second gear because he was just in front of me, and he's still right in front of me. Still stuck in 3rd. Gregson trying to get back around. 3 wide through the lap traffic. Still stuck behind Hill. Gregson takes the lead at the line. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go in the race. And the gloves are off. All bets are off now. Into turn 2. We can't let him get away. Gonna drive it in deep. Contact. And off the racetrack. Was that our last shot at him? That might have been the last chance to get Noah Gregson. 2/3 of a lap to go.
Go easy on the tires.
Look at how much we're just sliding the tires now. Noah still stuck behind the lap cars. We are driving hard, trying not to lose this thing late. These tires are absolutely gone though. Oh no, sliding wide again, and that's gonna do it. Now we're too far back. Wow.
Alright, you're clear.
Tires are shot in the final couple laps, and Noah Gregson will lead the final 2 laps of the race to win at Mid-Ohio as we come home in 2nd. Unbelievable finish. Noah Gregson timed it out perfect. He raced us clean. We tried it into turn 2, our kryptonite corner, and could not get it done, of course. There was contact, and that was it. Could not break in time. Thought that was my last real shot to pass him. Drove it in a little too deep. We were slowly catching him again. We just did not have good control of the car. Kept getting loose on the last 2/3 of the last lap. But that's going to do it. Noah Gregson gets his 2nd win of the season. What a race here as we come home in 2nd. Still gaining on our points lead on Briscoe, now 36 points ahead. Gregson had the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 21.786 second lap. He led the most laps as well, 40 of the 75 laps led. We were the only 2 drivers to lead a lap under green this entire day. Despite the fact we had 3 cautions. That is going to be it here from Mid-Ohio, and that is all for this one.